I'm leaving the air conditioner on tonight because I'm hot, I'm sick, and it is what it is. And just like any good sick person should, I'm gonna have a pipe, but I'm gonna do it at a little pipe. I don't know why I feel like such crap. Oh my gosh. It's awful. I'm not even loading my pipe right. Oh my gosh. Let's go with the 3-step method. Stupid. 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 There's the 3-step method. I'm not lying. What is it? What is it? What's the phrase? What is the phrase? The phrase is, oh, I don't know. I just know it ends with because we're not all there. We're not all here because we're not all there, or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember how it goes. I don't know. I need to ream this cob. It's a little stuffed, or it's a little. It's not a. It's got some cake. God, I don't know what it is. I feel like I got allergies or something. I'm gonna try to enjoy a little bit of what is it called? Mad Fiddler Flake. Just a little dab will do ya. A little dab will do ya. A little dab will do ya. Yeah, I don't know how entertaining I'm going to be tonight, but by God, we're going to do it anyways. I'll get to you in just a minute. Just putting them last bit of dredges in. Just putting that last bit. Putting that last bit. Getting her done. I know my wife's going to come out here in a little bit and be like, I thought you were sick. And I'm going to be like, I am. That's what I'm going to tell her.
All right, Cincinnati,
That's exactly how I'm going to tell
for this town to get down.
WKR Piper says, Daddy. Stream Deck's acting weird. Don't know what that's about. I'm doing right. Yeah, right. Ha 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 ha, guys. Gons, I want you to know. Flattery will get you everything. Sure will. All right, let's work up. Chad, I don't know what that means. But I don't know what that means. I feel too sick for you to make me stupid. Hey there, John, Galdieri, Ganj, Cincy, Chad, DDT, Reed, Bender, Bud. It's gonna be one of those nights. Doing it wrong. I worked like this too all day too. Doing it wrong. For some reason, I tend to. I don't know what it is, but when I'm sick, I work better. That's got to be stupid. Sweet muffin. How you doing? Andrew Rigliano at Bluefin Piper. You know what's funny, Chad, is I read that first thing you put in chat and I thought it said never. Just now did it hit me? Did I read it and it says Nirvana? Pat the dog, good to see you, sir. How many people saw the word Nirvana and said, never? DDT, I'm too sick to read that message. I have no idea what that means either. Look, if you're gonna tell me something intelligent right now, this ain't gonna do it. Because I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Actually, no, it's oolong tea, decaffeinated. Decaffeinated so that way I can make sure I'm fine. What do you say never mind to, John? What I miss? Life is like a box.
Well, Lottie frickin' God!
That's kind of how I feel right now. Edwin Piper Cigar, Donald Graham, good to see you. Oh, I believe that, Donald Graham. Oh, thanks, John. You know just the right things to say to me, sir. You know, why is it that boxes of chocolate have so many crappy chocolates in there? Like, what's one of them I hate? There's like one that's got like a, it's like got like a stale wafer with like some like licorice kind of, I don't know. I just know like when I was a kid, most of those I thought sucked. Most of them I thought were just awful. And I hated all of them. My wife hates pretty much all American chocolates. Chocolate truffles. Isn't a truffle like a mushroom or a fungus? Something like that? We used to rip those suckers off and throw them into the creek. Hold on a second. I saw Ammo Head. What was it? Edwin said, if Ammo Head is not making it, I don't care. I understand, sir. Somebody is sus. Chad, is that what you're saying? Do 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 do. I need to have that. I need to have that little jingle so whenever Derek does D20, I can like just mess with him once in a while, like just hitting the board. Oh, well, actually, he's got the board. Never mind. Has your wife had C's or Abdallah's chocolate? I don't know. Doing it wrong. I'm not sure. I think it's possible, but I don't know. I mean, it's possible. She's probably done almost anything. I don't know. Both chocolates and a buried fungus. Okay, got it. Excuse me. Must is a strong word, doing it wrong. Chad, you've never checked tins? You're not the least bit curious on how many you have? Not in the slightest? Would you like me to tell you? Oh, nice, doing it wrong. DDT, that's the whole point. those 10s. It's mostly for your interactions with the stream. Don't cross the streams. By the way, when I'm a little under the weather, I will be slightly more candid. I also regulate it too, John, so you can't do it over and over again and spam it. What beard, Chad? Because I don't know if that... Does this constitute as a beard? This is like a 5 o'clock shadow for some of you guys. John, you'll have to spend your money on other things there, John. Excuse me. I learned the official definition of what a ratchet is today. What's Phil's website again? What's Phil's website again? I'm losing my mind. It actually has more than one doing it wrong. A device.
I'm getting really sick of guys named Todd.
God. A device consisting of a bar or wheel with a set of angled teeth in which a cog or tooth engages, allowing motion in one direction only. I think that sums it up perfectly. And what better company for a hatchet than a ratchet? That's what I say. What's Bill's website? Hey, Todd. It's not anticipation. What is it? Sounds like he has a personal problem, then, don't it? It could be, Todd. A ratchet strap. What's Phil's website? God dang it. I can't think. Oh. Ron, good to see you, sir.
Do you know who I am?
The Briar
Kind of a
Report.
big deal. People know me.
All right, I'm there.
My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Looks like Donald Graham. Or not Donald Graham, Donald Hughes is... At least I saw his picture. Okay. All right, I'm good with that. I can go on that ride. I can go on that ride. Let's see, what was this other one? Hey, make sure if you want to tell me something, you hit exclamation point ask.
Good evening, fellow pipe smokers. Hope everyone's doing well. It's Matthew here from Picking and Piping.
Good to see you there, Matthew. No, does he have an Etsy? Are you messing with me, Chad? Does he have an Etsy? Hey there, country. I wonder if he has an Etsy. He could have an Etsy. I bet he owns 10 bids. I bet you money this is him right there. That's him with some girl, but that's him. He's got the grays. He's got the
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
There's a coded message on this magazine. There's an invisible, that's his invisible coat on the rack. Sorry, you can't see it. That's his invisible coat on the rack right there. See that invisible coat? Sure do. See that? Sure do. And he owns 10 bids. He probably doesn't, but do I like questions? It's not that I like questions, but it helps me find a little inspiration once in a while. I think a lot of times what we end up doing when we create content is we're trying to answer a question. Unless you feel like I do, and it doesn't matter. uh, but yeah, great question. Doing it wrong. Excellent question, sir. Is it better to say wet or moist? Let's see what's about to end. Well, holiday pipe mixture. Somebody's buying. Oh, Dunhill standard mixture. Okay. I was not a fan of Blue Ridge. Are people just selling regular tins on here now to try to get other people? Moist. Everybody's good with moist. You had 20 of them in a playlist. Also, if it's been more than 5 seconds, I'm gone. So you gotta get that one in there quick, there, Chad. Especially you, since you're so witty. I almost said moist, because I'm sitting here reading moist all over the place. Sorry, Chad. I almost said it, but I didn't. I withheld. Mm. 20 questions. I got you. Awesome. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever really played 20 questions. It's like when you're trying to figure something out, right? Man, this stuff is moist. Hey, where's Matthew picking and piping? Where's Matthew? Because if he's watching football right now, he's going to be pissed because I found him something. Matthew, text me real quick. How do I do that again? Yep. Text me real quick, Matthew, if it's still there. It was there. It should still be there. Sure enough, it is.
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Go ahead, doing it wrong. Ask me a question. There you go. Oh, shut up, thing. Oh, get off of there. Good, because I'm gonna send you something. I meant to send you something earlier. There you are. I got you saved too. I don't know why I couldn't find it earlier. There you go. Merry Christmas there, boy. All right. Back to the chat. Matthew, I figured you'd like that. There, sir. All right. What do we got? How much pipe tobacco can you ship to Canada before the government gets bitter? That's any. I think that's correct. Depends on whether or not. Yep. I'm gonna go with what he said. All right, Matthew, you can get back in the chat. Let's see. I think Phil asked me if I was going live tonight. Let's see what else they got in this thing. Just hide the tobacco under, or just under a pound of and you'll be that. You know what, Ganj? I'm just write CBD on that sucker. Matthew, let me know what you think of it. I'm debating whether or not I want to get one. Not really my style, but I'm debating. That would be hilarious, though. I would laugh really, really hard. Yeah, I feel like we're going to start getting a whole bunch of stuff that just ain't really. Oh, that's cool. When is that over? That's cool. I talked so much shit just then, and I'm like, wow, I'd actually like that. In between mixture. Don't think I've ever had any in between. Didn't somebody say they like that what is it called? That anthology? I've been wondering if that's any good. That's too much for me to read. All right, let's see what this is. Summer is over. Is everybody happy that summer is over? Cloud Bear, good to see you. Is everybody excited summer's over? It's going to get cold as hell, and then all of a sudden we're going to be like, man, I wish it'd get hot. Be like, man, I wish it would get a little toasty. And Phil says it's been almost 3 months since I ditched social media. What a great decision. Although I have to be honest about it, I do miss a few things. I miss the back and forth with Voodoo Review, his reminding everyone out of my total commitment to HRC, the greatest leader in our lifetime, and me pointing out his love of pumpkin spice, something he and all middle-aged yuppie women share.
My good friend Phil Rivera, pipe maker extraordinaire.
Excuse me. Raymond, good to see you. Phil, welcome aboard, sir. Phil over at the Briarport getting a little snarky. Oh, let her rip Thursday. Oh, all right. All right, what the hell's he saying about me? You can't have more fun than watching Martin on a live show, ignoring the technical issues, of course. That was nice of him. I'll take that. I highly encourage everyone to watch when they can. One reason to watch often is because you can find out the procedure for entering his giveaways. Yep, when we do them, that's true. The more people understand how it works, the less time he has to explain it. I understand what he means by that. I'll move on. What can be more intuitive than typing an exclamation point followed by giveaway? Then calculate the number of 10s you have and be sure to leave a space. Doesn't that sound a lot more complicated than it actually is? I mean, I don't know if that's going to make anybody want to come watch the show. I don't think. I could be wrong. I often am. Just joking around. I feel bad for Martin that he has to explain things about 40 times and there's always someone who doesn't understand or comes in late. How does he keep smiling? Must be the shots. It is not the shots. They don't hurt. They don't hurt. The only obstacle is I have is that it's on so late. I know many of you don't find 9:30 late, but I get up at 11:30 Watching means not getting much or any sleep. Over a pipe is great, but maybe not quite worth staying up at least 4 times a week. Something to look forward to in retirement. Is he saying he gets up at 11:30 at night? Am I reading that incorrect? Because I'm not on at 9:30 a.m. That's got to be 11:30 at night. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Somebody help me? I don't know. I don't know when he sleeps. I figured he was like Boris. I mean, if you get up at 11:30, I don't know if you're really getting up. Except, is that getting up? Because it's you hadn't even hit midnight yet. I don't understand. Anybody that understands Phil's sleeping habits, let me know. Because I don't get it. But I always appreciate any time he's in there. Are my lives too late? Is it too late at night? Is that what it is? The lives are just a little too late? I mean, I get it. It's definitely not the earliest. That's for sure. Maybe he's a vampire. Ron, I'm thinking, yeah, that makes sense when you type it out like that. I think I understand what he's saying. It must be country. I mean, 11:30 p.m.? Only Buffy the Vampire Squad? Wow, that's a throwback, Edwin. She was hot in that movie. I don't care what anybody says. She was hot. Let's see what's coming along. The other day, I saw a live stream walkthrough of the new Chesterton and Company Cigar Lounge in Steubenville, Ohio. The work they are doing is amazing. The talk of a 14-foot tall, 10,000 cigar humidor isn't an exaggeration. It looks amazing. One thing that was mentioned was this venue is going to be friendly to get-togethers. To get-togethers. Possible location for future meetups. I'm very excited about this project and will keep you informed. That's pretty cool. I like that. I think that's cool. Phils, I'm good just knowing other people on the planet are sleeping. I can see that. I got no problems. Frustration. All right, let's get into it. Was it odd? Did anybody else just glance at the numbers and think 8675309, or was that just me? Was that? I don't know. I'm happier when I'm the only one away. Awake? Yeah, I got you, Cloudberry. I'm sorry. It's all right. I caught up. I knew what you meant. This past week, I have been making a point of watching all the live shows as I can, even commenting during some of them. By the end of it, I wanted to rip what little hair is left atop my head. No matter what I tried, the videos would go something like this. Run for 8 seconds, frozen screen, spinning circle for 15 seconds, 8, 15, 8, 15, 8, 15. I wanted to smash the stupid computer. To make it even worse, I'm almost totally exhausted and staying up late just to watch some of these. How can you not when Martin is giving away a feel for bite? Yeah, understood. That's correct. Sometimes I just skip some of it by refreshing, so even though it takes over 2 hours to watch an hour's worth of bad jokes and explaining the rules 40 times, I still miss a lot of it. By the way, how come I don't see everyone in the chat? I had tried using different browsers and even different accounts to see if it would speed things up. When I was on another account, I noticed the chat was different. It omits some of the people in the chat. Never knew what happened or why. Oh, I know this one. I know this one. Hold on. Where's Phil? He's not here. It's late. That's right. Let's see. Can I get this out of my... How do I watch this? Let's see. Okay. Here. Boom. Whoops. Mute. Okay. So. There we go. All right. Nope, left. Let's do that, because that was terrible. That looked awful. I'm sorry I even did that. If you're under chat, there's a function. There's a button. Okay. Well, there it is. Yeah. So you go. So if you click that little arrow in the top right, I know this is really unnerving. If you click that arrow in the top right, you can hit live chat. Sorry about that. I know that was probably just really messing with everybody. I hope I didn't give anybody a seizure. But if you just hit that button at the very top, the drop down, it's got top chat. Don't do top chat, just do live chat. Live chat will get all of it, Phil. I just waved at myself and it made me feel weird. I felt funky once I saw that. It just made me feel weird. I don't know what was wrong with me. That wasn't a microdose. Chatception. Did I take an edit? Wow. I must have messed people up. Like a house of mirrors. I hated those house of mirrors. Freaked me out. There you go, Phil. Answered that question. Job was done right there. I don't do much radio anymore. And just like he said right there, I mean, this summed up everything right there. I'm sure it's garbage now. Yep. Hey, what was the question I was going to ask? I was going to ask a question. I had a question. And it was, oh, yes. So when he's talking about listening to stuff, does anybody ever use the little function? The little function down there on the video? No, it's over here. Yeah, the function over here in the settings to make the speed go faster. Has anybody ever done that? Make the speed go faster? I have never made the speed. I've done, I take that back, I've done it once. But I've never really gotten accustomed to listening to everything on a faster speed. I don't think everybody's voice sounds right on faster speed. I don't like it. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Hooking up letters and phrases and clauses. I just probably got a copyright there. Which is perfectly fine for me because that music was brilliant back in the day. Is anybody up for zooming? Are there any zoomers out there? Would anybody like to participate in a little zoom? A little zoom. Sure I did there. Who wants to zoom? I feel like we could zoom a little bit. I did a cover and changed it. You listen to the devil. Devil. Yeah, I ain't gonna be on long tonight. Let's see. Do that. What was the... Oh, yep. There it is right there. Do it, Don Graham. We're available. I like when people jump in on the Zoom. I just gotta remember you're trying to jump on it. Doggone it. Where's Robert at? What's he doing? You know, this little pipe's a nice little smoker. Well. Look what there's so much light out there.
Yeah, our sun doesn't go down until a couple of days after yours.
Oh, let me turn my. Oh, I forgot to do the one other thing, man. I'm telling you, this. I'm pretty much gonna have to get Derek to. I'm pretty much gonna have to get Derek to do everything for me when it's set up on Friday. This ain't looking good.
This is probably gonna make a delay when I talk, isn't it? No.
Shouldn't. Are you just on the Zoom now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're good. They hear me a little bit. I remember, like, every time I see you out there, I still remember the video of you showing where your ass is on those stairs, and it cracks me up every single time. It's like one of my favorite things, and I swear they like one day somebody needs to do a mold of that and present you with your own seat.
So many of my body parts have been molded. It's hard to contemplate another one.
I mean, you are in California.
Yeah.
When in Rome.
There's only been one other person that's had the pleasure of sitting in my ass print.
That's a statement that few in this world will ever be able to utter.
Hello, Phil.
Hey, Chad.
Phil's over there not wearing a hat, so everybody can tell that he's Phil's got the mad scientist hair going on right now. If Little Man was out here, he would say you were Doc Brown.
I'm not familiar with Doc Brown.
He's from the movie Back to the Future.
Oh, okay. I said Chad's name a little unusual. Chad has a unique way of saying hi to me when he says my name.
I have a hard time believing Phil could get a hat on that.
I mean, like they say, Chad, a little dab will do you, unless you're Phil.
Hello, buddy.
I'm working towards that beehive my mom used to have.
Nice. Bud, good to see you, sir.
Got it.
We got all the California guys on this one.
See, it's not late for us.
Nah, that's true. Poor Phil. Phil from the Briar Report.
That's true.
What's everybody smoking and drinking tonight? Or smoking, or whatever. Or drinking, whatever.
I've got some old Joe Grants. I've been smoking Rustica all day.
Nice. Todd sent me some Rustica. I haven't tried it yet. Phil's drinking a Pacifico.
Yeah, Pacifico Clara and some Bugler Hindenburg edition.
Smoking some plum pudding.
Ooh, there we go. Is there really any difference between the regular plum pudding and Special Reserve? I almost said pudding. I can't. I'm not enunciating very well.
I would say yes, there is.
I think the Special Reserve costs more.
Got that.
There we go.
You get more too.
Slight change in artwork makes all the difference in price.
Tin description's a little different. It says requires a sophisticated palate. So I don't know what's going on.
Shout out to Joe Lankford.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I was really bummed about that. Did he make anything as of recent?
They just put a new one out. I saw it on something. I got an email or something where he's got a brand new blend that just came out.
That's right. Matthew was saying something about that. Matthew, you're sideways.
That was the last thing I saw. But...
Matthew, I feel like I'm watching The Twilight Zone. Matthew was sideways. It was freaking me out.
Better?
That's way better.
There's Matthew.
Everybody's in the landscape except Martin.
Well, that's because I got y'all in landscape, just so y'all could see me, and then so I can project it on the screen for everybody in chat. Pipes of Old, you have a great night, sir. Appreciate you dropping by. And Pipes of Old did the 10s, exclamation point 10s. Not a difficult one. though some people resist.
You'd be surprised.
Some people wish not to conform. Has anybody put out anything good lately, content wise? I have not. I have not been watching anything. I've been working and trying to get through all this stuff.
Black Cap did a few lives today. I caught him late, but Glenn was on. I don't.
I was on one.
Was on, unless he was on. Yeah.
I was on the morning one. He's on the East Coast, so he was like at 9 o'clock for me, so it was easy.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I saw the first one. I got up at 3 a.m. this morning. I saw something pop up at 6 a.m. I was like, huh?
If I ever get up at 3 a.m., somebody's getting shot. So I don't
only
get
if
up
I'm
at 3 a.m.
traveling. That's the only reason I get up that early.
Oh God.
I got woken up by my mistress at 3 a.m. Diabetes.
I was going to say, was it Karen? Did Robert mail her over to you? I mean, I heard that's human trafficking these days.
I mean, Chad
Was that too soon? That was too soon.
Dramatic pause in there long enough where everybody was just about to ask mistress, and he answered it.
I waited. I didn't say a word. I'm just
I
waiting.
was thinking that was the name of his dog or something.
Yeah.
That's one of those sleight of hand comments. Oh, Donald Graham smoking Dreams of Kadif and smoking it out of his Missouri Meerschaum Country Gentleman and drinking sweet tea and whiskey. Why am I not surprised, Donald Graham? Oh, Dr. Toad in a pipe I just bought from the Gatlin Burlier?
Earlier.
We have a Gatlinburg in Tennessee, and so that's messing with me.
Dr. Toad. That's not the same guy that used to be called Mr. Toad, is it?
I don't. Is it a McClellan blend that I haven't heard of?
No, there was a YouTube guy named Mr. Toad.
Oh, Mr. Toad.
I got a question. Is anybody else YouTube feed been all of a sudden feeding them stuff from 13 years ago?
No, not me.
I don't pay much attention to it.
And all these Piper carvers, personas from back 10 popped on my feed. I was like, I've seen all these.
Boris, welcome aboard, sir. Boris, feel fat and free. Sorry, that is not what I meant to say, Boris. Feel free to scroll up.
Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, it can't be.
Say the name.
Boris.
There's just a point when you take so many meds that you feel almost like you're having an inner body experience. And I mean like the version like inner space. Like somewhere I'm navigating my body to try to get things to function. Not an out of body, but inner.
Luckily for you, you have a lot of room to move around in there.
Is that a fat joke there, Phil? Doc Brown?
I'm just referring to your kimono.
Is that a fat joke, Doc Brown? Referring to my kimono. Dude, I'm telling you, those ladies.
Sardine spaghetti, okay?
Those ladies had never seen somebody like that walk into their little 8x8 shop. And I'm not kidding. It was literally like a little 8x8, which I guess in Japan, everything's built up. So it's not really out. Everything's stacked. I remember. How
timid would you have felt if a sumo had walked in?
I would have loved it because I'd have been like, we are going to go just drink gallons of sake.
Oh, you're not so big.
I would have been ecstatic. That was one of the things I wanted to see while we were there. We didn't have time, but I remember going to
trying to wrap you up, talking with the Miss Swan accent.
Now that you say it, I kind of wish I had one of those sumo outfits for the wedding. I bet that would have made one hell of a picture.
I was just about to say, please promise us you'll never wear one of those.
I mean,
that would be great.
You might as well go for the sumo attire.
I mean, you only see me mostly from the waist up, anyways.
Looks like a ski belt with a handkerchief.
It's like a weightlifting belt. And it's just holding everything else with it.
Combination weightlifting belt.
But I remember I remember in Japan going to some of the bars, and it was the weirdest thing because we were in it's called the red light district, and it's called I'm gonna mispronounce this, but the way it's spelled is Roppongi, but I know that's not how you say it. But it's basically the red light district. And what's funny is all the Navy guys are out there as bouncers, so they'll hop off base or they'll be off or something and just bouncing out there, which is funny. So we met a lot of Americans in Tokyo, but you would just get in this elevator, and again, something very small. You could fit all 3 people, and there's just 9 levels, and every level was a bar of some kind.
And you just randomly wound up in the red light district.
No, the whole place is like the red light and party, and like because Tokyo is like a pie. If you go to Akihabara, it's like the electronic district, but it's everything from computer components. It's just like, it's very segmented. And so they stick everything in one place. So you can get a dishwasher, a video game, and a car. Like, in like shops right next to each other. Like it's just, and that's all that's over there. And the Roppongi was the red light and club. And but I mean, it will amaze you to hear a room full of about 70 or so Japanese singing Bon Jovi.
That sounds like one of those little country shops in Georgia where the sign says like, bratwurst, beer, bait, and no to Republic.
Yes. And you don't know if the brat or the bait are separate proteins. You probably won't find out. And watermelon. Don't forget watermelon.
Gotta have that.
What is there? Is everybody is anybody divisive when it comes to watermelon versus cantaloupe?
I like them both.
I like them both too.
I seldom eat either one, but I prefer cantaloupe or honeydew melon over watermelon.
Catherine, what do you like?
Watermelon.
Yeah, she likes watermelon.
Ganj
says, I hide my Yakuza tattoos. Yeah, I hide it under my fat rolls, is what Phil would say. They're there somewhere. Some of these are prosthetic fingers, by the way, like we just, and then the technology is great. You don't even notice these are prosthetics.
Phil, if you're listening to this in live or rerun, make sure you mention that line from Martin in the blog.
I don't know why we have to do that. Cloud Bear likes both. Boris likes both. Who else likes both? Does anybody else like one over the other? I'm a fan. I like watermelon.
Watermelon I actually liked as a kid was Jolly Ranchers.
I'm probably not the first to tell you that that's not watermelon, Phil.
You ever had watermelon at a Mexican restaurant?
No.
No, but we always get it at the Asian buffet.
They have this dessert. It's just a slice of watermelon. It's got some kind of, like fajita spices or something sprinkled over it. It's really, really good.
Well, that's.
Are you talking about the
I know it.
Yes. That's what
I don't know.
Yeah.
Spicy
I've seen that.
It's good stuff.
I've never had it.
Martin, and
Did
I got
you?
a whole bunch I have to send to Nelly as well.
Is it the spice or is it was with the plums?
It can be plum, it can be apricot, watermelon, any kind of fruit,
Okay.
but it has chili powder and tamarind in it. So it's
Chili
spicy,
powder.
sour. I mean, kind of in a getting back to Japan, umami kind of way.
Right. Now, my dad will load up a big old, he will cut a watermelon into quarters and just dump a ridiculous amount, a heart-stopping amount of salt all over it.
I used to have salt on it when I was a kid, but I don't anymore.
So it goes, you put salt on it, it goes from watermelon to weeping melon.
I'm not sure if I could do the salt.
It brings out the water flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it. Oh, Raymond, I got you. Yeah, it's in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Got it. Okay. I'll have to check that out next time we're over there. What is that? Cordele, Georgia watermelon capital? Oh, Cordele, Georgia, Daniel Reeves. I did not know that. The watermelon capital? That's news to me. I've never heard of that. Hot sauce and salt on whole lemons, DDT says.
I'm just going to say there are vendors, street vendors that push these little carts around my neighborhood, and usually they're the Latino grocers, and they sell papaya, mango, guava, watermelon, you name it.
Yeah.
And chips, whatever they put in the sauce or pepper, salt, whatever on them.
See, I'm looking forward to when we go to Germany, because we're going to go where my wife's from, and they got like one of the biggest daggum Christmas markets out there. And I want to get one of those big old things of mulled wine while it's freezing cold and drink and eat myself stupid. That's what I want to do in Germany. Freezing cold.
I don't have to eat very much to achieve that.
Well, that's your mistress talking there, Chad.
Yeah.
So. She's a salty one. In fact, you might say you have an inconvenience relationship.
Oh, it's very inconvenient.
Relationship of inconvenience.
You know, I also think, too, when we go to the doctor as we get older, like the outlook just gets worse and worse. Because even though they have all the information in my chart, they always want me to regurgitate how many diseases my entire family has. And every year I go in, you know, when I was 20, 25, they're like, oh, everything's fine. When I was 30, they're like, oh, okay, got you. All right, write that down. I'm like, I don't know why you write it down. You got this.
Just wait till you start actually getting older.
Well, I mean, and then this year when I went in, they're like, diabetes, cancer, all that. You don't say, huh?
It's easy for me to list the stuff that I don't have.
I remember I was in my mid-30s when I first got asthma, and they asked me if there was any history of asthma in the family. I said, my twin daughters have asthma. I said, well, it runs in the family. I was like, well, no, it runs down the family chain, not up the family chain.
They had to get it somewhere.
Yeah. Well, just living in the Sacramento Valley will give you asthma.
Oh, well, especially, I mean, with all the fires going on, I could only imagine.
Well, I mean, it's a big bowl. So all the crops, the rice crops, the corn, the whatever, from the north end to the south end, you get a high pressure system and all that end fires, it just sits there and stews in the air.
Wow. That sounds like a paradise.
Yes.
You know, it's not as bad as it used to be. When I moved out here, smog was actually a thing, and it's not much here anymore.
Yeah, back in the 70s, Los Angeles was horrible.
Yeah. Yep.
What is Schweinhax? Schweinehaxa? Yeah, Boris is saying it.
That's the pig leg. That's sauerkraut.
The shank?
Yeah.
The Schweinehax is the shank, the pig shank. We had that at a German restaurant one time. I thought I was going to be cool and order that. And it was like, you remember the movie The Great Outdoors with John Candy, and he orders the steak that if he finishes, everybody. So I swear to God, they brought the whole ass of this pig, and it must have been the mother of all pigs, because this shank was like the club that Bam Bam from Flintstones used to beat the hell out of people with.
Barking, grooving.
Have I given enough analogy on what this thing was like? It tasted delicious, by the way. It was delicious.
Was there a little round part on it?
No. Well, the round part was the bone at the very top.
Narrow.
Yeah. And then, like, what was so funny was this huge thing took up this big platter, and then they had like this like ice cream scoop of sauerkraut and a dab of mustard to the side of it, and a little bit of spätzle. And I was like, wow, okay. I was like, at that point, that was just garnish.
I can make a
Martin's
meal.
raising his hand and he says, "Nice Spätzle."
Well, and of course, me, I'm sitting in there like, you know, I'm like feeling, this is way back when, I'm like, wow, I wonder if I'm gonna get fat shamed for this one. I was like, the big guy orders the big shake. I was like, I wondered why nobody else had that in the whole restaurant, which kind of cracked me up. I understood. I had leftovers for like a week.
The one tourist in 20 years comes in and orders it, and everybody stops talking. You can hear the
Yeah.
They're just looking at Martin to see if he's going to try and eat it all.
The old 76er. That's right, Country. That's exactly what it was called. That was a great movie too. The Great Outdoors. So good. I feel like I want to do I want to get every one of John Candy's movies and see how long. I know you could do this on the internet by research, but just see how long it would take to just go through all of them and just binge the hell out of them.
Be a good evening.
Let us
So, Martin,
know.
did you pick up the shank and just eat it like a corn cob kind of thing, or?
Yeah, no, I was too nervous to touch it. I asked everybody at the table. I was like, anybody want to share with me?
Did they bring a bill out?
They should have. Well, and then like it was during one of the what are they called? This is what happens when you take too many meds. No, this was much further back. The World Cup. The World Cup was on, and of course Germany was playing because it was a German restaurant. It was down in Florida. And then they're passing the boot, and it's a big ass boot. And I'm gonna let you know, as much as this is a very camaraderie building style of event, you really you know the veterans because they start looking around at who's going to be before them.
So tell me this boot is filled with alcohol?
It's full of beer. Well, it was until it, and that's the other thing. You also know the veterans because they find out where the boot is and they get in early.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get down to the heel and the toe, it's about as appetizing as if you put the shit in your shoe and drank it. So
I don't know if I'm down for communal boot drinking.
you got to drink a lot if you're going to get down to that level of it. But yeah, they stuck it one at one end and one at the other in the restaurant, and they just kind of merged towards the middle.
You could always change that up and just get a straw that reaches the toe, and whoever starts gets the worst of it.
You know, it's more of like when everybody has jumped off the like 60-foot cliff down into the mystery pond, and you're like, I know that every bit of this is going to end up bad, but I'm just going to go in head first and stop thinking.
Yeah, tell me, next time you're sitting in a club and you notice a few things, but you start noticing people looking at their watches and leaving. You got to get home. It's time to leave too.
Oh man. But I mean, it does. Like you get like, especially like I think I agree with John. I think World Cup, especially if you've not been to another country for a World Cup, like I haven't, but if you've been to like some of the like actual like ethnic restaurants or whatever, they're like really German or really African or like whichever ones, it's amazing. We went to one German bar, or a German society that my wife belongs to in Atlanta. They were hosting the Germany and Ghana game, and no, it was Ghana, because what was hilarious is it was a 2-story bar, and the you would like, what was so funny is like, and I didn't know this at first, but there was a ton of people rooting for Ghana that was downstairs, And so when somebody from Ghana would score, they'd all run upstairs and they'd be like, ole, ole, ole. And then when Germany would score, they'd all run downstairs and heckle the hell out of them. I was like, this is great.
So upstairs, the German crowd is drinking brats and beer. Downstairs, they're drinking curdled blood and eating goat.
I don't know how to really process all that there, Phil. The fact that you said you started off with the Germans drinking brats, that gave me a whole visual I didn't really want. I mean, I get messy enough just eating one, but I love, like, if you get a chance, because World Cup's coming up, isn't it? Next year, I think, or the year after?
Qualifiers start next year.
Yes. So if you get a chance to go to, like, an actual restaurant or bar that's, like, you know, or, like, one of the association hosts, that's a lot of fun. It's way more fun than, like, the average football game or something like that.
I got a question. If your wife is within earshot, it's my understanding from my brother who was stationed in Belgium that we do brats wrong.
Okay, so
We
you
grill
want...
them here. Over there, it's like sausage is supposed to be cooked, you know, in some amount of water, and it cooks down, reduces, and you brown them.
All right, babe. Uncover the mic. All right. Phil has a question, and it's the age-old question of do Americans screw up cooking brats just like we screw up every other ethnic food that we cook? And so his question is, like, do we screw it up because we grill them versus how Germany does it, boil and then brown them? You got to pull the mic up if you want to say anything.
It depends on the type. Like a Weisswurst you boil, but a brat, I mean, like, where I'm from, it's Thuringia. That's, like, one of the main brats are made there. It's like a Thuringian Rostbratwurst. We grill them.
Mm.
And then, you know, you throw some beer on them while they're grilling, but we grill them.
Dark meat, or is that like the white meat, whatever?
He's asking the difference between the Weisswurst or the Weisswurst and the bratwurst, the white ones and the dark ones.
Yeah.
Which ones do y'all do? The dark ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dark ones.
She also eats raw ground pork too, by the way.
I do, but not here. Really.
I can see Chad. Chad's thinking about that dish in his head right now, and he's like,
With some onion and
that's
garlic,
never gonna happen.
like garlic powder.
Raw beef, raw fish, but I won't eat raw pork. You know?
Oh yeah, they'll take it and they'll make like a lobster roll out of it, Phil.
Yes, a nice freshly baked bun, like a roll, and you put some ground pork on it, and an onion and a little garlic powder.
Like kind of like how Ammo Head does, a little garlic powder.
I'll eat blood sausage, but I won't eat raw
I
pork.
need some. What did he call the sauce?
Winchester sauce.
Winchester sauce.
Yeah, a little Winchester sauce. That little dab will do you there. No, I mean, like, that's so. I mean, but they also ate spaghetti ice cream and had potato restaurants.
I love potato restaurants.
I was just looking for the leeward side.
And I
of
put tuna
property
fish on
so I
the
could-
Phil's about to throw up.
Not too many things give me the gag reflex, but
I don't-
you said spaghetti ice cream. I was like,
I don't know if we could get Phil's hair to stand up any straighter right now.
Should get my brother to take a good picture of the pizza with the boiled egg and tuna fish and stuff.
Oh, there you go. Pizza with boiled egg and tuna fish.
Yeah.
Mmm.
Nom 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 nom.
That's okay if you get tuna fish. Boiled egg, not too bad.
I mean, I'm just curious of what it even looks like. I just want to know what the spread looks like on that freaking pizza. I mean, that's just an odd. I wonder if, can I Google that? You know what? I'm gonna try and Google that real quick. I'm gonna just see.
There's a lot of Italians. You're probably gonna get feedback from Pasta Grammar and the other Italian chef on YouTube tomorrow.
Pizza with boiled egg
It's got like salami and ham
tuna
and stuff.
fish.
too.
Oh, good. It's got salami and ham, so at least they're civilized. over there. That's that. Thank God for that.
Borzalino is what that was.
Oh, is that it?
No, that's like a fried egg. Nothing like that.
Oh.
I mean, if you're gonna do that, you might as well go with the Greenland or shark on it too. Why not?
Sounds like somebody started making a pizza and then realized they didn't have any pizza ingredients.
Hey, wait! It's Italy, not farther south. We don't.
I'm gonna say this: if I can't find it on Google, I don't believe it exists. I'd have to see it. So yeah, tell your brother to take a picture of it. Here's another thing. Here's now this is a legit question. Everybody in the chat as well as everybody on Zoom, because we've only got 9 minutes left. Should pineapple be allowed on a pizza?
If you want to
Only
eat
in
it.
Hawaii and the Philippines.
Does it belong? Let me ask you, does it belong on a pizza?
Either.
Because there's contention about
I
this.
won't eat it.
That's just a personal taste thing, if you ask me.
I've had a
I don't
quote
disagree.
unquote Hawaiian pizza, although it did have Canadian bacon on it, but and it wasn't bad. But typically, I order a pizza is not going to have pineapple on it.
You get pizzas out here that look like a salad.
I believe that. But I mean, like that's like a margarita pizza or a pizza that's got some good what is the green Italian herb?
Basil.
Basil, like when they get the fresh basil on it.
I'm talking about a pizza that's got like field greens and
Oh.
spinach and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, well, that's disgusting. You can tell them to stop that.
Hey, should tofu be on a pizza? What the heck?
I don't know if I would notice the tofu. I think I would notice tuna fish though. But I don't think I would notice the tofu.
I almost spewed again.
Hold it in, Phil. Hold it in. Everybody else seems to be okay with the pineapple. What is Flemkuchen? Flemkuchen? I don't know what these words are. Katrin.
I don't want pineapple on any other pizza besides just ham and pineapple.
And
Yeah, that's cake, but it could also be some kind of pancake or something.
oh yeah. Oh, they also eat potato pancakes. That's another thing with applesauce.
With applesauce.
Yeah, doesn't that throw you for one?
Very German.
So German. They call it the Washington Spud. They don't, but if I go to Germany, I'm gonna name it that. I'm gonna say, "Can I get one of them Washington Spuds?"
I'm
They're gonna be
feeling
like,
some revenge cooking tonight. I'm feeling like freaking pfeffernuss or gingerbread with tomato sauce on it.
"All right, how about anchovies on a pizza?"
There's the
Oh
menu,
God,
here's the
no!
picture.
John did a video on anchovies. I was like, I haven't had anchovies since I was a kid. Maybe my palate changed. I damn near gagged.
I worked in too many pizza restaurants to try that one.
My dad used to get it when Pizza Hut back in the day was good, when they still had the buffet. My dad, we would always get a pizza with everything on it, and he would always get half of it with anchovies and act like he did the rest of us a favor.
You get
When I was a kid,
everybody in the
Straw Hat
restaurant.
Pizza used to show the Laurel and Hardy films, and they give you a little straw hat.
Yeah.
But you could get smoked oysters on a pizza, and I loved that as a kid. I loved smoked oysters on a pizza.
DDT likes some anchovies on pizza. I tell Dad, like he was like, look at you, I only got it on half of it. I'm like, look, you cheap bastard, get the rest of us that hate that shit our own pizza. It's because the worst thing is he'd only eat 2 slices. He didn't have a big appetite, so there's a whole quarter of pizza with anchovy, and you stick it on a box and in the fridge. The fridge smelled like hell. The rest of the pizza smelled and tasted like hell. And I was like, what's the point? It was a nightmare.
Well, luckily for you, you married a German, not an Asian. Otherwise, you'd have a refrigerator full of kimchi, fermented tofu, brine shrimp. You know?
I don't know. My buddy's Japanese wife, Michiko, like all she makes all the time for him is like sautéed vegetables, mushrooms, sushi, and like Japanese curry, which is delicious, and also had potato in it, and I thought that was odd.
No, India cooks curry with potato.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've.
Theirs is closer to the British. It's a little lighter than the typical Indian.
It was delicious. I mean, like everything she cooked was great. Like she would go to when we'd go to Hawaii or wherever they lived, she would go to the fish market and she'd get like fresh tuna, and then she'd slice it up. And when she made sushi, it was like all pretty, but she would do like an entire block of rice and then layer the fish on, and then she would slice it all real quick, and then we just, we'd get a few pieces and everything. Oh, so good.
You know you're hooked up at the sushi restaurant when the chef puts his finger and molds the rice around his finger, so you're not eating all rice.
Yeah. I love all of it. I'm like sushi. I think probably my favorite is yellowtail and salmon, and then yep, and then mackerel would be my third, and then squid after that.
Not big on the oily fish, but I like the smoked salmon, and the eel is a dessert.
Oh yeah, the unagi.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Chad?
In Oklahoma, I don't eat sushi.
Who doesn't eat sushi? How dare you?
I've never eaten it.
Oh man, it's delicious. It's all a texture thing. Look, if a redneck from Georgia, backwoods Georgia, can eat raw mackerel and love it, surely y'all can eat sushi.
I would say, going back to last night, skip the salmon roe. Go for the herring roe. It's really smaller than caviar. It's actually quite good.
Katrin, what was the yellowtail you ate with your coworker? Was it collar? Yes. Andrew Sorigliano was saying that hamachi collar is awesome. Yeah, my wife had that. My wife had that recently up in Delaware.
Yeah, I was in Philly, but yeah.
Or Philly. Wherever.
Yeah, the other one is the cheeks from the tuna. If the chef likes you, he'll set aside the cheeks and cook them up for you.
That trip to Delaware, is that the trip where she did not pick up your whiskey?
This is correct. That is the trip. She did not pick up any of the whiskey.
Yep.
After I spent hours of not working because they aren't open except for a certain time that I had to make up later that night, and she didn't go to a one.
It's true.
Whole list. Cold called like crazy, and she big goose egg on that one. Actually, not even goose egg. I mean, goose egg means you actually swung a couple. No, she didn't even. She was just like, I'm going to the airport. All right. I'm glad I looked all those up like you told me to.
I know.
Thanks,
My
man.
issue in Oklahoma is by the time it gets here, that raw fish has got seniority.
Oh, that darn dog.
Not the freshest.
Ron. I'm telling you, I love it. All right, we're gonna end on this last question. How about tongue?
Love it.
All right, there's
I have
one.
2 in the fridge right now.
That's lingua, right?
Yeah, lingua.
Yeah, I'm not fond of the idea of tasting something that's tasting me back.
It's like roast beef. You have to parboil it and then peel off the outside. But the way roast beef always smells and doesn't taste like, this tastes like it.
Chad's not okay with anything that he puts in his mouth that also goes,
Haven't tried it. And I've had barbecue.
Lingua tacos. You can believe.
Oh, it shuts down. I need to get a timer. I need to get some kind of timer for that. I'm sorry for everybody that I didn't keep up with the timer. I need to get a timer. I need to get a timer so I can set like my own thing. That was all right. They did good. They did good. I thought that was fun. Thank you guys for jumping on there. They're probably sitting there right now. Mark just kicked us off. Not at all. Didn't kick anybody off at all. Again, my apologies. I'm sorry, Chad. I know they're like you cheap bastard. How come you don't just fork it over? You buy all that other stuff. I know. I'm still learning the live chat thing, the YouTube or Zoom thing. I'm sorry. I'm so freaking like whacked out. But otherwise, that was a lot of fun. I appreciate that. We'll pick that up again on Thursday, which I think will be fun. Tongue is the best piece of pot roast you'll ever have. Okay, I can take that. I mean, pot roast? I can dig some pot roast. I got no problems with that. Heart has a similar texture. Dense meat. I can see that. Probably dense, and I mean, heart you got to work around a little bit too. I mean, it's not. It's all chambered and everything. You ain't just gonna bite into it. Of course, like some tongue. I feel like the right answer is everybody likes them a little tongue now and then. You know, I like me a little tongue now and then. You like a little tongue now and then. Who doesn't like a little tongue now and then? Can't go wrong with a little bit of tongue. Cincy, did you pop back in just to tell everybody good night? Or did you just log in so you got all your points for Friday? Oh my goodness. All right, everybody. Whew. We'll see you tomorrow. And if not, we'll see you the next day. And if not, we'll see you someday.